Hey everyone, welcome to This Explainer. Today we're diving into something absolutely brilliant: how to pack maximum space, stunning aesthetics, and literally a continuous stream of fresh air into a super compact 5 Marla footprint. You know, if you've ever thought a 25 by 45 foot plot automatically means compromising on luxury or comfort, well, you're in for a real treat. We're going to break down a total masterclass in architectural layout and environmental design.
I mean, it sounds totally impossible, right? How on earth do you squeeze 5 luxury bedrooms, all with attached baths, and essentially create 2 completely independent homes inside just 125 square yards? Well, today we are unpacking a brilliant floor plan that solves this exact puzzle. It perfectly balances incredibly dense living requirements with this amazing, wide-open breathability.
So, here's our agenda for the breakdown. 1. The 5 Marla breathing home. 2. Ground floor spatial layout. 3. First floor independent unit. 4. Rooftop and structural efficiency. 5. The architecture of flow. And 6. Maximizing natural cross ventilation.
Okay, Section 1. The 5 Marla breathing home, aesthetic and exterior. Let's kick things off right at the curb to take in this modern, super low-maintenance design.
Notice the incredible transition as you walk in. On the outside, you've got these high-contrast dark and light tiles paired with glass and louvers. But the second you step inside, the whole vibe shifts to neutral whites, soft grays, and warm wood cladding. It's this deliberately brilliant shift from a striking, bold facade on the street right into a calm, beautifully private sanctuary indoors. Now, to put things into perspective, let's talk about the number 2,477. By meticulously utilizing 2,477 square feet of covered area, this tight 25 by 45 foot plot actually transforms into a massive, multi-generational home. You're not just throwing up walls here. You are literally maximizing every single inch of vertical and horizontal space to make it work.
Moving on to Section 2. Ground floor spatial layout. The walkthrough. Let's step inside and see how the ground floor actually flows.
Picture this. You pull into the 9.2 by 16.25 foot carport, and right away, you're presented with dual entrance doors. One takes you straight into an 11.5 by 13 foot drawing room for formal guests, while the other goes right into your main family lounge. It's a lifesaver. Honestly, it brilliantly keeps your everyday family mess totally hidden from unexpected visitors.
Heading deeper into the house, the space opens up into a fantastic 17 by 12 foot lounge and dining area, right next to a really sleek 8 by 9 foot modern kitchen. Tucked in the back are 2 large 12 by 16.25 foot bedrooms with their own attached baths. But the real game changer here, it's that 8 by 5 foot open to sky area. Keep that spot in mind, because it is the absolute heart of how this entire home breathes.
All right, Section 3. First floor independent unit, dual family living. Let's head up that independent staircase located right by the main gate, which really unlocks the true versatility of this build. So because those stairs are completely separate from the main living area, the first floor functions as a totally independent unit. Downstairs you had the 2 beds, lounge, drawing room, and kitchen. But upstairs, you actually get 3 bedrooms, a lounge, a kitchen, and a private terrace. It is absolutely perfect for generating some passive rental income or moving in a second family, all without sacrificing an ounce of privacy downstairs.
The crown jewel up here has got to be the master suite. You've got this beautiful front-facing 12 by 13 foot bedroom, a dedicated dressing area, and a huge 8 by 7 foot bathroom with its own independent shower. Plus, you get direct access to an outdoor terrace. It's like your own private little oasis for a morning coffee, giving the upper unit a really premium, airy feel.
Section 4. Rooftop and structural efficiency. Smart engineering. Now, as we head up to the roof, you've got to appreciate how this layout literally saves you cash. Here's the trick. The upper walls are stacked perfectly right on top of the lower walls. This drastically reduces the need for expensive structural beams and cuts down on steel usage. The structural load transfers straight down to the foundation. Actually, it's a total masterclass in keeping gray structure costs as low as possible without cutting any corners. Okay, Section 5. The architecture of flow, the hidden superpower. Let's pivot away from the physical floor plan for a second and talk about environmental design.
So we call this the architecture of flow. Basically, it's the intentional design of specific spatial layouts and window configurations to naturally and continuously replace stale indoor air with fresh outdoor breezes. It means that even on a super tight 5 Marla plot, wedged between neighboring walls, you never ever have to compromise on fresh air or thermal comfort.
To pull off this continuous breathing effect, the design allocates a massive 15 to 20% of the total floor area purely to oversized windows and large doors. Usually in a small space, the instinct is to shrink the windows to save wall space for, furniture. But dedicating that 15 to 20% opening ratio is exactly what stops this home from feeling dark, cramped, or stuffy.
Finally, Section 6. Maximizing natural cross-ventilation, the mechanics. Let's break down exactly how this airflow actually builds momentum through the house.
The whole layout essentially acts like a giant natural lung. Step 1, fresh breezes push in through those large front doors and casement windows. Step 2, because of that open-plan lounge we looked at earlier, the air travels completely unobstructed through the living and dining areas. And Step 3, as that stale air heats up, it's naturally sucked up and flushed right out through that crucial 8 by 5 foot open-to-sky shaft at the back. It's just this constant, invisible river of air.
What makes this work so flawlessly are a few specific strategies. The architects deliberately placed windows on opposite walls to force cross breezes. They used casement windows, the kind that open outward on a hinge, which literally act like scoops to catch passing wind and yank it inside. Combine that with large glass double doors and the vertical stack effect pulling hot air up through the rooftop and sky area, and boom, the house practically cools itself. This brilliantly hits the nail on the head as to why these structural choices matter so much. As our source points out, cross-ventilation is one of the most effective natural cooling techniques to keep your home comfortable without heavily relying on AC. By leaning into this architecture of flow, you're not just making the home feel amazing, you are actively slashing your energy bills month after month.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. Does your current home truly breathe? Or is it maybe time to rethink what's really possible for fresh air and passive income, even inside a very compact living space? This design proves that with smart engineering, you can have it all. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I hope it inspires you to look at floor plans in a whole new, beautifully ventilated light.